Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lea. My channel name is Lea Revenga. This is my Flosstube update number 27. It's November 2023 and we will talk about cross stitch. I have exciting things again besides a finish and I think a new start. I also will introduce you to my Stitch Finale 23 challenge, which even Michelle Bandy Stitchy is participating in. I'm so excited about that. And I also see many of your posts already on Instagram, and myself am very excited to see all your projects. I already saw like great pics with project bags over project bags from someone who has like 62 whips, and you see all of their project bags. And yeah, I can't wait to see all the whip parades on Instagram and on it's whip parade season, guys. I mean, it's the favorite time of the year. I'm not much of a Christmas person, so yeah, very excited for the whip parade season. Yeah, and I have a lot of haul with all the sales and new designs and cool designers. I found so many new designers this year and I want to support them, so I bought from a lot of them. I also got some Stitchy Kindness, which is amazing. And yeah, so much to talk about. So let's dive right in. Here we go. It's a bit messy because I already filmed my other Flosstube and it's late. It's 10 p.m. and I'm so tired after this work day, so no time to clean up anything now. Because I know if I don't film today, I will not film at all. First things first, in case I haven't mentioned it, I have a huge giveaway in this episode. I have lots of haul, lots of new patterns. I went a bit nuts and I have actually 2 purchases that I really regret. But more on that later. Let's start with the Stitch-tistics. So now you see what I did this. Just very quickly, don't worry. So October 6,200, which is my average, and November 7,300, which is amazing because I didn't stitch like for the first 2 weeks because I had surgery on the 9th. It was a foot surgery, but I had to work a lot before that and I didn't really stitch after that. So, but then for the rest of the month I had for the rest of the month I didn't have to work, so I could stitch a lot. Well, for me at least. I think that's the max I can do, to be honest. And I still managed to get myself a lot of work, like outside of work, because I just can't stay calm and chill. Only when I'm not at home, then I can relax. But when I'm at home, I'm like, my brain is just full of projects all the time. Okay, my projects, just a quick overview. 7,100 on Gamer, which is awesome. 1,000 on Salem, which was my challenge, Halloween challenge. Wizard's Library, 1,000 a month. Then another new start in November, Fantastical Garden, it's a full coverage. And my Heaven and Earth Owl, and I stitched a lot on that because I'm so excited about that. But let's start with what I have at hand. Let me see. So here, oh, there's actually, let's start with the owl. So this is the Story Keep Perfect Wisdom from Heaven and Earth Designs. You see the basic information right now. I have a goal of 1,000 stitches a month and I surpassed that. And I only have 5,600 stitches left. So this is where it was last time and this is where it is now. And you can see I filled in the top part and here, and I filled in a lot here. This is where the design is going to end, so I just have to fill in this corner. And I'm very excited to have it finally finished. This is my first full coverage piece from Heaven and Earth, and I started it in 2018. So I shortcut it it was unplanned that I stitch only until here, but I'm done with the design. It's fine. And I think it will look amazing because it will be a square. And I think that's perfect. So, which motivated me to do even more shortcuts with my other planned, yeah, whips. So that's all I can say about that. Well, I can add maybe lots of colors dropped and are not needed anymore in this project. So I just got into Pattern Keeper, marked off everything that I won't stitch, and then there were only a few colors left, which are here. There are some single colors that I still on the floss cards, but I really enjoy these organizers and it gave me like a fresh feel to the project. So I think now I can really push through and finish it next year pretty early, I think, because even if I only stitched 1,000 a month, it would take me 6 months, but I'm pretty sure I will stitch more than that. So that will be a finish next year. I'm so excited. I already put it into a frame because into my Q-snap because I want to stitch on it tonight. Cannot wait, even though I'm really hyped for my old projects in Stitch Finale, but that's in another video. Then let's stay with full coverage and continue with my gamer project. This is gamer. First of all, the information. Let me look it up myself so I know what you see. So that's how much I stitched. I only have 82,880 stitches left, which look not as much anymore. I mean, as soon as I got below like 90,000, it looks way more manageable than it did before. So I will now always add in, if I can, add in the stitches that are left to do, which is, I think, a more important number than what you already did. Because, yeah, you know, for me it's more important. And yeah, that's all I can show you. This is where it was last time, and as you can see, just very quickly rushing through today, I stitched the arm and the dress, this medallion she has here, and it's very much only few colors. This is a lot of color blocks, and here, down here, her leg will continue, so here a leg will start, and it's also a lot of color blocks. So it will be awesome. I enjoy it very much. I still enjoy it so much. Next up, there you go, is my Wizard's Library. I stitched a little bit less than I wanted, but I stitched like 100 stitches some months earlier, more than I needed, and I want to have an even number again. That's why I only stitched 900, so I have 4,000 stitches into this project. This is where it was last time, and this is where it is now. There you go. I love how you see the candle, the light on the wall already, and the warmer tones, but it's a lot of confetti, and I don't feel this project anymore right now. I think I really need a break. I want to focus on gamer and on the owl, and I can't have another focused project. I just need more rotation in my life. It's not that I don't like the project itself, it's just I find it very difficult to stitch on a project for such a long time, and it's crazy that I can do that with gamer, but that's my dream project, so I think that's the reason. And I come to realize that now that I'm trying out different fabrics and different counts, that 25 count 1/1 is actually my favorite, and I have tried, yeah, I have many projects now that are not a 25 count, and I just miss it, and I think it's just my favorite to do. But it was really cool to test Salta, and it's fine, I like it. But I think in the future I will return to 25 count. But as you can see, the coverage is pretty good, even up here in the dark colors, but there you can see that the white is shining through, and sometimes I made like 2 bottom stitches and 1 top stitch, because in the dark colors the coverage is not good. But I don't have to do this with every stitch, but like every 3 stitches I will have to add another stitch so it's covering. But you don't really see it, and so that's fine, but it's a little bit more work to do. And I realized that once, when I first started it, I thought 200 by 200 is not that much. I can easily finish this within a year, but as it is not my focus project, it's not realistic. I will probably need 3 years to finish it if I only stitch like 1,000 a month. Yeah, that was a little bit discouraging, but anyways, let's continue with my October challenge. This was the Halloween challenge 23, and the challenge was to start and finish a project within October before Halloween. And I chose this by the Witchy Stitcher. It's called Not All Witches Live in Salem, obviously. And yeah, I love this piece. I discovered 40 count. I dyed this fabric myself. I will sell it in the future. That I love this color, but I still need a name for it. So if you wanna make suggestions, go ahead in the comments. Someone on Instagram suggested Fudgy Toffee, and I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, maybe, I don't know, I think it has a little bit of cinnamony vibes. I'm not sure in the end what it will be called, but help is appreciated. This is stitched on, yeah, 40 count, hand dyed, and it's CXC black and a DMC, I think it's 111 is the color of this DMC variegated, which is so pretty. Most of the time I don't like the variegated by DMC because they are too strongly variegated. I don't like when it's like too visible, but used in that way it looks really cool, and I hope to implement that in the future in other projects because I love that a lot. Now what I have to tell you, if you try that, for me the color change didn't happen fast enough, so I wanted it to show up more quickly. So what I did was actually sometimes when I was stitching, not pulling the fabric, the thread all the way through, but pull a little bit, left a little bit on the back and stitch over it. So the next like part of the color would show up more quickly, so you could see the color change quicker. So that's how I did it in several places. And I also had to restitch the moon because I started here and I didn't like how the floss looked, and then I started to, with every row I pulled it through and cut it and sew over it. So this is not how the floss looks if you just stitch with it as you go. I will try and finish this in a dark cross-stitch hoop or maybe a black frame, I'm not sure yet. I will but I really want this on my wall. So yeah, I think it was like 1,000 stitches, but the pattern was not Pattern Keeper compatible, which was kind of a bummer and a bit yeah, difficult to work with. I mean, I loaded it into Pattern Keeper and just marked off the stitches, but it's not that bad because there are just 2 colors in this. But yeah, I wish maybe no, it was the newest pattern. I wish they were Pattern Keeper compatible. Great, okay, let's continue. That was Not All Witches Live in Salem, and I finally have a finish. And this actually made me want to start more small projects because I really need a finish once in a while. And I have many designers that I want to stitch things from, so that would be very cool. Now let's continue with my new start and my other new start, which I won't finish as soon. This is from Tilton Crafts. This is called Fantastical Garden. I did 1,000 stitches. I don't have a plan. That's why there's no plan marked on here. And it's 40 count Newcastle linen 1/1 10 stitch. And I have seen that with a German Flosstuber, as she does, but she does English videos, Needlecraft Danny, and she got it from Stitching Mommy, and I watched Stitching Mommies do that as well. So that's why I also try to do it on the diagonal, and I just had to start it. This was racked to me, this pattern, a while ago, and yeah. I cut a small part of it, so you see there are only 22,000 stitches in this, so it will not be as big. This is half, like this is the halfway point and this is the halfway down, so it will only be like not even this, yeah, like this. So it will be so tiny, but that's also because the fabric is so tiny. But I think it's really cool because it will be like a normal photo that you can print, and I think it will look awesome on the wall. So when I finished Salem, I loved the fabric so much that I wanted to try this too. I've been thinking about this sometimes, but I was always scared to do like half stitches, and I was scared of the tiny fabric. So my eyes are pretty good. I have no issue whatsoever with the stitching on this fabric. It's so easy. Most of the time I do like continental, so you don't have like straight lines in the back, but you have like these lines in the back. So difficult for me to... I'm so tired, guys. I'm so tired. So it's not difficult for me. The fabric is not warping, I think. It's such an easy project to hold in my hand because it's small and I don't have a lot of fabric around. It's hand-dyed by me, by the way. I just wanted to... Like, I think the fabric will show, and I just wanted to give it like a, yeah, similar color that's fitting if it shows in the frame. And yeah, you don't see any fabric through with these. This is stitched with my new CXC that I found. This is the best quality CXC I've ever stitched with, and I have a German stitcher that tried it, and she was like, I was asking her, please be very honest. Am I imagining this? Or is it really different from ordinary AliExpress or Amazon CXC? And she said, yes, it's thinner, it's finer, it's nicer. So that's why I will offer this. So if you're interested, just pop me a message and we'll work it out. Anyway, so my difficulty with this, my issue is that I'm scared if this starts to get more confetti. So right now there's only little colors, it's background, it's like not many color changes, but I already had some single stitches up here that are, it's for me very difficult to start because usually I just leave it tail and stitch over that. So I leave a tail, start where I want to start, and then like stitch over it. But now that I only have half crosses and the fabric is so tiny, I don't really know how to work with the floss, how to start and stop the threads in an easy way, because I really don't like turning my fabric. I don't like to sew it in, but I actually started sewing the threads in because it doesn't really work to cover. You see here, I tried that on the top, but they came loose again. I didn't stitch over them, even though there are stitches behind that. So yeah, I'm struggling a bit with that. And the other thing is that it's pretty thick. But I'm a little scared that how it works out when the confetti is getting more, and I think it gets bulky pretty quickly. I don't really know how Needlecraft Dani does it, because she stitches the bookshelf, like the fantasy one from Amy Stewart, and she does it on 40 count, and I think it looks amazing. But I'm very, very scared of the confetti. But I will tell you, I mean, when I first started it, I was like, I'm not going to continue on that. I hate it so much, because this is like, these are 1,000 stitches and they look like nothing. So I had like the first 500 and I just have this, and I worked on it like 4 hours. It took me a while to get into the groove. And I was like, I don't think that my brain can work with that, because that's too little progress for so many hours. Like, but yeah, I got used to it and I like to stitch it. But yeah, the starting and stopping stressing me out a bit. Yeah, this needle minder was a gift from the Stitchy meetup, which fits perfectly, I think. And yeah, now we can go to the next step of my video, which is, okay, difficult. Just a quick information about my Zelda piece. I will not put it out of the bag. You can see the Zelda piece in one of my first videos. I'm really sorry, but I opened it yesterday and it was such a struggle to get this all back into this bag. I started this in 2015. It was when I first met my ex-boyfriend, and so I started it right around this time, and I hadn't stitched like much at this point. I mean, I've been stitching my whole life, but I didn't really know what was out there. So I had like done 2 dimensions kits and some smaller projects, but never like such a big project. And I had bought that like 10 years ago, this 14 count Ada. That was just what I had, and I didn't really know if I would go back full on into this project, and I didn't know how long it would take. I didn't really care that it would be so big, because I didn't know that I would start like 50 other projects in the future. So I thought this would be my only project on my wall. It's like 120 meters, so it's like it's like over 1.25 yards, I think, and just in height. And it's too big for me. I connected to that just time in my life, and I don't care for that anymore. That's just like tons of small reasons that I don't want to continue on that. Also, I ran out of floss for something and purchased more, and then the dye lot didn't match, and I think, yeah, I'm trying to find someone in Germany that would like to continue this piece, that I can give this to, but yeah, I don't want to stitch on it anymore. But I will not ship it to the US, because that will be way too expensive. It will be like $25, I guess, only for shipping. Then I have another issue and another UFO. So, as you all know, I'm stitching on the Gecko Rouge Dracula. And I've done, you see it up here, I've done 3,000 stitches, and I always knew that it is too big for me. I thought that maybe with 10 stitch it'd go faster, and so I could do it in twice the amount of time, but I'm still not sure if I actually want to continue on this, because it's not doable. And the thing is, these kits are discontinued, and I'm considering maybe selling it in the future and not stitching on it anymore, because I actually could really use the money like for life. And yeah, so I considered buying the Medusa Dollmaker patterns. I have a full video planned for that, scripted out, but I don't have the time. Yeah, so I considered buying that, but I've purchased Folk Witch in the sale, which I regret, because I thought that her patterns are smaller than the geckos. But that's not the case anymore. I think it was at the beginning that they were a bit smaller, but now they're almost the same size and they don't look as good. It's just the two, for me, I think for me, they've gotten better when she upped the amount of colors, and in the preview they actually don't look that bad. But once you load them into Pattern Keeper, they don't look very good at all. Not at all. They don't look as good as I would like them. But maybe it could also be the case that they just don't look good in the mock-up, and when you stitch them, they will look awesome. I'm looking for the image that I took. Give me a second. Here we go. So the issue that I have is, first of all, the mock-up on the page of her program that you see online looks, from Medusa Dollmaker, looks different than when you load it into Pattern Keeper. Now, this might be a Pattern Keeper issue. Maybe you know more about that. And so this is the pattern that I purchased from Medusa Dollmaker. And in the mock-up it actually looked pretty good. So the only thing is that the outlines are a little bit more pixelated than this, the gecko version. So you see they are like not as rounded, but they have like and they very much so. If you look at the gecko patterns, they look way smoother, even though they are almost the same size. This is how it looks in the mock-up. And I'm a bit worried, I gotta tell you. I actually think about stitching her face as a test stitch, just to see how it looks, and then consider if I buy the Dracula kit and give it a go. Because this scares me a bit. And it also scares me to stitch it because the shading is very, very, you know, they do like the checkerboard. For every shading, every color change, I feel like, makes the checker only in this hat. It's not that bad. But on gecko kits you don't have that. You just have like smooth color. I don't have, you look at the background, it's like all checkerboard, and I think this will annoy me so much to stitch that. And I mean, of course I can change the pattern, but I don't only have this in the background, I have this in the pattern as well. And for me it's too difficult for such a size to. Maybe it looks even better than the non-pixelated version by Gecko Rouge in the end. I don't know. But this just worries me. And I mean, they're big projects. And I mean, from afar, it looks really, really nice. It looks really, really good. But the face, I mean, yeah, I'm a bit worried. Also, this hair part, the light yellow pixels, and I mean, Pattern Keeper for me has always been very accurate as to how the pictures turn out. But maybe this is a Pattern Keeper issue, and maybe some of you have already stitched a Medusa Dollmaker pattern and can tell me more about it. But I'm, yeah, worried, and I would love to stitch the Dracula version from her, because it's way smaller than that. The only thing that she had to do was to remove the writing, because it's too small for that. But this is like over 300,000 stitches, which is a lot. It's a lot. So until I've decided what to do, I will consider this an UFO and just, yeah, wait for more information to come up, more options. Maybe there will be new pattern versions, because when she first started out, she had Medusa had released Gamer with like 38 colors, and then I think people complained, and then she changed it to over 90, and now it looks actually okay. But you know, I have a stitchy group, and some people of them bought different patterns, and it was not me that started this conversation, just to make that clear. Others came into the group and said they worried about how the Medusa patterns are turning out compared to the Gecko kits. And I mean, no shade, but it's, of course, this is going to happen when somebody that doesn't stitch themselves and is very new to the topic starts charting these charts, and compared to a company that does it for a long time and it's their everyday business, of course it will come out differently. And yeah, I really hope that I've been thinking about contacting her and talk to her about our worries with the patterns, but then again I'm like scared that it will be rude, but now I'm already telling you, so yeah, I'm just, yeah, a bit worried. But I would really like to have like a smaller version of this project, so it's doable for me. What do we have next? So these are my 2 UFOs. That brings me back to having 13 whips in total, which is awesome. So next year I have a plan of finishing my owl, definitely. Finishing the Book of Shadows, definitely. I have a challenge for myself. I want to try Nurch frames, and please tell me in the comments if you already stitch with a Nurch frame, and if you, how much better it is compared to like a round hoop, because I'm very curious about that. So there's a German company that sells Nurch frames, and I need some things from them to finish my Book of Shadows, and I told myself if I am finished with stitching the Book of Shadows and need the finishing supplies, then I will order there, and then for, you know, for further incentive, I will reward myself with a Nurch frame hoop. Yeah, so my owl, my Book of Shadows, my Earth Queen, Dark Queen of the Earth, I want to finish her next year, and my Lunar Witch by Autumn Lane Stitchery. You will see an update on that in my upcoming Stitch Finale video. So I will have at least 4 finishes from my whips, and all the others are way too big as I couldn't finish them next year. But I think that's okay. Then I have a story time. I have another story time for you. I have a giveaway now, which is pretty huge for me. I think it's really, really cool. And so this story goes. A friend of mine was on Etsy looking for patterns, and she found the Gift of Stitching bundle on Etsy. Now I've purchased the Gift of Stitching bundle, and she has also, I think, but she showed it to me and it was listed there for like $5. And I think like the Gift of Stitching is a magazine that is not coming out anymore. Like it's been stopped for many, many years, but they still sell all their 72 issues for a very, very reasonable amount on their website, thegiftofstitching.com. And I really liked the magazine. I still want to do like kind of a sell. I think that would be so cool if we did a sell and everybody started like a new pattern from an issue every month and do it like for a year and just celebrate it. I think that would be so cool, but I don't think I can do it next year. And I think it may be too ambitious in general. But so I thought this definitely has to be theft. So the listing. And it's a shop from the UK. And it's been on Etsy for a long time, which is very strange that they keep up a shop that is stealing like magazines and selling them for a cheap buck. So I contacted the Gift of Stitching, showed them the listing, and because I think that's so mean. I mean, it's theft, and I feel very sympathetic to the Gift of Stitching because they had to stop because it didn't sell enough, and now they just try to get like some bucks out of it and people steal it. So yeah, they were very thankful and said that they contacted the seller. The seller took the listing down, but all the other listings are still up, and they could have easily like find them or told Etsy about it, but they just asked them to put the listing down, and they did, and that's all, and they will not do anything more. But I got another email a bit later, and I think it was Christy. It's been like 2 months, and I just didn't check again. I'm sorry that I don't remember the name, but the owner told me they would love to gift a bundle to me. So I got a coupon code, and I want to pass that on to you because yeah, I already have it and I want to pass it on, and it's like a nice way because I don't have to ship anything physically. So if you want to participate, tell me in the comments if you like magazines and which ones you like best, and then put the letters TGOS. This is like short for the Gift of Stitching. Like the website is TGOSM for magazine at the end, but I already filmed the German one and I think I only said TGOS. So spell it out. I will put it in the description box so you see how it's spelled, and you can win a bundle from the Gift of Stitching. Yay! There we go. I will, you have time until, let me see, in a week. So I can send it to you before Christmas. Let me see when we can do that. So this will probably go up on the 9th. And then I will on the 17th. So you can comment until the 17th, which is the coming next Sunday. Next up is my haul. So I usually don't buy that much. I would say there are people that buy way more than me. But Etsy had a sale, and you probably remember the 25, and Etsy paid like $5, so gave you a $5 discount, and the shops didn't have to pay that. Etsy paid that. And first, it wasn't available in Europe, which got us Europeans very mad. So lots of times, like, Etsy is an US business, but we had a similar platform in Germany many years ago. So some years ago, I think in 2018 or 2017, Etsy bought our German platform, which had a different name. It was called Davanda. And I sold there. And I sold there very well. And we all moved then, our shops could be moved then to Etsy. But Etsy was very different. And I think until this day, Etsy always forgets us. Like, it's not only with like these kinds of discount things, but also with law. So there have been several times where Etsy has introduced new features that that are against European law, that makes it for us Europeans almost impossible to have a shop there. And the issue is that not Etsy will get the problem, but the shop that sells there and does not fulfill the law can get fined. So I think it didn't happen, but it puts us sellers under a lot of stress sometimes. And yeah, so again, people were a bit frustrated that we didn't get this discount even as buyers, but we as our shop promoted it to Americans so they can buy at our shop, but we couldn't use that on the platform. And then Etsy decided that they would later give us the option to have this discount. And of course, I don't know, I think psychology kicked in and I just had to do it. Because I had like the feeling of missing out, and then you get it again and then you want it. So I purchased Folk Witch, and I purchased Not All Witches Live in Salem. Then, as you can see now, I purchased Edgar Allan Poe by the Witchy Stitcher, which is amazing, I think. And what I want to do is, I've read most of Edgar Allan Poe's stories, but I want to re-listen to all of them and then stitch on it. I'm so excited for that. I want to do a similar thing with the Sandman. I have the Sandman kit from Gecko Rouge, which was a limited edition, and I want to listen to the audiobook and watch the series while I stitch on it. Then I purchased... I purchased the Mirror Candle by Stitch Sprout, and I just love these colors. No matter what the image is, I just have to buy it when there are these beautiful blue colors. I'm really excited to stitch this. And then I purchased the Lord of the Rings pattern, and oh my god. So I got this pattern. And this has always been one of my most favorite, since my childhood, my favorite scene from Lord of the Rings. These big statues, the Argonath, are just so impressive, and I was always like, I had goosebumps every time I saw the movie and saw them, and this is like, I just love them so much, and I always wanted to stitch them. Now, I got this pattern in the sale, and I had it for a while, but very quickly just took it because I thought, oh my god, this is what I want to stitch. And then someone pointed out to me, that I showed this to, that this looks awkwardly like a gesture that a famous dictator used to make everyone in Germany make. And I just can't unsee it. I can't unsee it, and it's so obvious now that I see it, now that they pointed it out to me. It's so obvious, and I'm actually not even mad at them, because I think eventually I would have seen it myself, and then I would have been like halfway into the project. And I just can't have that on my wall. Like, this is so bad. I can't. I read this purchase a lot. It's not as much. It was like $6, I think. But yeah, I just spent... This is with sales and with like having just little time. I just shouldn't do that. I just shouldn't purchase under pressure, because usually when I buy things I like to think about that a lot. But that day I just didn't think, I just bought. I regret it so much, but it's fine because I rarely do that and it's okay, it's human, I'm fine, it's not that much money. But anyway, so now I found this and I think this looks way less problematic. I just can't spend even more money now. It's just done, my budget is done. And maybe next year I will buy it and then hopefully get over my anger of myself and start this. And I think I would actually start it on 25 count. I don't even remember how big it is, because it could be 300 by 367, so it's like gamer. Now you know. Don't buy when there's a sale and you can't think. Then there were some more sales and yeah, I just go quickly through it. I bought 4 Mama Witch cross-stitch patterns. What started it all was the ghost with a strawberry. And there's a story that has to do with where I am celebrating my birthday, and every year that we go there we eat strawberries and they get picked for me. And I can't tell you more details about that. But yeah, it means a lot to me, and the 2 ghosts, I think they're so cute. Then I added the bat because I think that's also very cute and I love bats. And then I added the whale. And there's a German YouTuber that does a lot of like huge series about animals, and he's an sea biologist and he knows a lot about whales, and he had a huge series where he met people that save whales and watch whales, and he talked a lot about the sea life. And what I love about him, that he talks about animals not as inferior beings, but like on one level as humans, and he interprets how they behave like as if they were humans. And I love that so much. I love the language that he uses and how they explain that you could almost feel like empathize with the whales, because you understood what they were doing and how they were curious. And yeah, it made a big impact on me. So in remembrance of that, I want to stitch that pattern. Then there was a Black Friday sale, of course. I try to stay away from Black Friday sales, and I think I didn't buy anything on Black Friday, but the week after some people had sales, and Autumn Lane Stitchery had a sale as well. So I got this magical raccoon from Needle Designs, and I really want to start it. I'm pretty sure I will start it next year. I have a list of 13 whips that I want to start next year, and 13 projects, and I will make a video about that, I'm pretty sure. Then, so when she posted the raccoon, she had a what she said in the, like, under the picture was, I'm so sorry, I'm so bad at English today, but I'm so tired, I just can't really think straight. So on the photo she said, so like, why are you looking at me? What do you mean by trash can? Oh, you mean my cauldron. And I thought that was so cute, how he's like convinced that, so how he has a different way of seeing the world. To us it's a trash can, and to him it's his cauldron, and he's like, why are you looking like at me like that? Of course I'm making a secret magical drink here. A potion. Then, yeah, so I love that. Then Autumn Lane Stitchery. I got the Halloween Town because I love all the Nintendo references and all the... It's only just one, but no, it's 2 Nintendo references in here. And there's just, I love the details in that one. And I got the collectors, which I already wanted to buy when it came out, and I waited. But Autumn Lane Stitchery rarely do sales, and I just had to take the chance. Then I got the Enchanted Cemetery Night from Clouds Factory. And I got it because of the post they made with that, and it really made me remember how important it is to support your cross-stitch designers, because I always thought that Clouds Factory was like this huge thing and people were always buying from them. I see everybody stitching on it, but when they posted this, they said, like, people, you know, we gotta be honest, things are not going well, please let us know what we can change, so you would like to buy more from us again. And that made me realize that I had a totally different image of them. I thought they were like, they didn't need me, or they didn't need us. And sometimes we like overestimate of how much money companies in our like cross-stitch companies make. It's not that much, and so it's really important for us to support them and be mindful of if we share patterns or if we of where we buy, where we put our money. So I loved this design when it came out. I didn't want to buy it like because I have a lot, but when they said that, I just wanted to buy it. I still have the Star Trek sampler from them, and I still want to do that. So that's... I have a lot to do. And then finally, another shop I want to recommend to you is Broomsticks and Bobbins. I love their shop. I have another one. Oh my god, I almost forgot. So, Broomsticks and Bobbins, love her style, love her Instagram. She has like such cool witchy clothes. She has such cool witchy designs, and I want to start because I bought so much. She has a free pattern that is Eat the Rich, and this is what it looks like, and I love the colors, and I want to stitch it just like that and hang it on my wall and be proud that it's on my wall. I just love it. I think it's funny to have like these kind of expressions in cross stitch and then like elegantly displayed. I think that's really cool, and I totally stand behind that. So next up, what do we have? Oh, Ars Onirica. Ars Onirica, guys. She's from Barcelona, and her patterns are also one of a kind. They're gorgeous. I love them, and I've shared them on my Instagram several times, and one day she contacted me, and then we just talked a little bit, and she gifted me patterns, and that's amazing. So I want to talk about her now in every video. Please check her out. It's Ars Onirica. She has these patterns. So these two are awesome Harry Potter references. When you know, you know. And I think they're very not in your face and elegantly done and beautifully designed. I love it so much. They're amazing. I want to stitch both of them. Then there's I Stitch and I Know Things. That's a Game of Thrones reference. Of course you knew that. But then we have the Cat Tarot, which is awesome. I love the tarot aesthetic. Now I've purchased so much. What I want to do for the coming year is if I buy something, I will have to kit and start it right away. I've seen it in some other videos, and I think that's a really reasonable way to deal with overspending, is to make yourself, do you really love it so much that you would put everything aside and start it right now, then it's fine. But not that purchasing, oh, just in case in the future I want to stitch it. I just have to stop that. Because I have too much and I want to do it all, and it overwhelms me a little bit. Then, yeah, that's it. That's actually it I have a WhipGo board and I will probably do a separate video for my 2024 plans. I will try and do WhipGo, and what I want to do is, if I get a bingo, I will get a credit to a purchase, so that at the end of next year I can maybe place in 1-2-3 Stitch order. They have lots of things that are easier to get than if I buy them in Germany. Okay, finally, my Stitch Finale 23, I totally forgot to explain that. The thing about this challenge, if you haven't seen it already on Instagram, I posted all the rules there, so if you want to go and check them again, go save the post. It's hashtag Stitch Finale 23. I've already done this a few years ago, but not as big as this time, so a lot of people are participating this year, which is so exciting. The thing is just stitch in December on every whip that you have. Now, some people have so many whips that they cannot touch every whip in a month. So like when they have 40, 60 or 100 whips. I've seen some people who do Christmas whips. They pick like 12 Christmas whips, or you pick focus whips, or you pick all the whips that you haven't touched yet this year, or everything that's closest to a finish, farthest away from a finish. You can make your own rules, but the idea is to do a whip parade or whip review for yourself. This is my overview that I have made for myself. So I want to stitch on my focus pieces, 3000 on Gamer, 500 on my Owl, and 1000 on Wizard's Library. I'm not sure if I want to do Wizard's Library as much, to be honest, but that's my initial plan. Then I stitch on everything from oldest to newest, and that's what I'm doing first right now. So I've already done my Chatelaine, and I've already finished my Snow White. So yeah, I'm releasing a video for my update on that, but just so you know, that's what's going on. You can still join when this video goes up and do like, maybe just pick like whips that you like, that fit the theme for yourself, make it your own, but please tag me so I can see your projects or use the hashtag. I will share your posts and review all your posts. It's super exciting to see everybody's project bags and whips that they pick for this challenge, and yeah, I'm so excited to do it. I'm already making plans while I go along, and yeah, so that's Stitch Finale 23. You will get loads of Stitch Finale videos, I hope so. And I'm very grateful that you all come back. I'm very, very grateful that you actually take the time to comment. I would be so happy to read from you guys. And if you're lazy, please just say hi, or say good night, or say that video was boring, or whatever. Just say one word. Say what the name of your cat or something. And it helps me tremendously. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Good luck. Don't forget to comment for the giveaway. It's TGOS. There you go. Bye!